Dozens of people were forced out of their homes this Thanksgiving by a massive wildfire in Orange County that burned as many as 60 acres.
It's incredible that we were out here this morning and it was the way it was, and then now it's completely gone.
That fire started around 2 o'clock today and burned out of control for more than an hour.
Here's a live look now from Sky Witness 9 HD. The sun is fallen and it's a little bit dark out there, but you can see the trees and brush were leveled by the fire, and the fire evacuated as many as 30 homes. We have live team coverage tonight. Kathy Belich was with the family when they were let back into their home just about 90 minutes ago. But we begin tonight with Drew Petrimo. And Drew, you just found out what may have started this fire.
Vanessa, firefighters say someone threw some embers into the woods that were left over from a bonfire they had last night. And take a look at the end result. 50 to 60 acres of what was once green woods flattened. We were there as flames reached the treetops and smoke billowed up into the blue sky. Leonard O'Connor was celebrating Thanksgiving at his in-laws when he got a call to come home quick.
It's incredible that we were out here this morning and it was the way it was, and then now it's completely gone. When I first saw it, I still can't believe it, to be honest.
The flames burned just feet from his house and turned the woods behind his backyard to smoldering ash.
A neighbor that we don't even know came over with a garden hose and sprayed it down, and it saved the house. That and the wind shifting.
The wind shift sent flames racing the other direction, and that's when Chad Lindsay started to see smoke.
I ran back to make sure my dog wasn't getting out because we ran out so fast. And within seconds coming just to where I'm standing now, watch the entire fire skip across this section right over here.
The Orange County Fire Department sent 9 fire engines and evacuated 25 to 30 homes as they worked with the Division of Forestry to cut fire lines to contain the fire. The 417 was shut down in both directions as smoke drifted across the highway. At its biggest, firefighters say the blaze reached 50 to 60 acres.
Any idea what started it?
We have talked to someone who admitted they were putting out some embers from a previous bonfire. They dumped those outside, and that they believe is what triggered the fire.
You can see just how close the flames got to these homes, maybe about 20 feet from homes right here. We understand that all of the people have been returned to their homes. None of those homes were damaged from this fire. We understand the fire marshal's office is investigating the person who started this fire. We are working to get in touch with them to see if any charges will be brought. We're live in Orange County. Drew Petrimo, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Drew, thank you. We'll check back with you shortly. People who were evacuated because of that fire have now been cleared to head back to their homes.
We continue our live team coverage now with Channel 9's Kathy Belich, who's in Hunters Creek Trail in a neighborhood there. And Kathy, the people who live there feel very, very lucky tonight.
You can see why the Orange County Fire Department told the people who live along Olive Vista Drive to leave. Take a look at all of this charred brush right behind their homes. Many were working frantically to hose down the brush right at the line of their backyard to create a fire line so the brush wouldn't go up in flames and it would stop before it got to their houses. But one man told me at one point the fire was only 15 feet away. The wind brought the brush fire right up against the Hunters Creek area homes and carried it all away within a few hours, but it made for a very tense Thanksgiving afternoon. Even after residents were allowed back into their homes, they were back out with hoses just to make sure embers didn't spark up again.
We heard a loud knock on the door, and we came out. The neighbors came over and indicated to us that there was a fire, and so we immediately started getting our water hoses. I did, and the 2 neighbors on adjacent sides of us, and we tried to just keep the brush wet as much as possible.
8-year-old Alexandra Gomez was terrified.
I was so scared. I started crying, and I got in the car, and I went away.
You can see the Hudspeth family's Thanksgiving meal all set out on the kitchen table, but they had to leave all of that, all because of a very fast-moving brush fire that was coming from the distance right up against the back of their house, dangerously close to their house. You can see the charred brush here, and residents who live here say that fire came from the distance right to this area in like 20 minutes. Gina Greenwood ran out to pick up a friend and wasn't allowed back into her neighborhood.
The fire was originally started behind our house, a couple of houses over.
Just a couple houses over?
Yeah.
But the fire department, I mean, they were awesome. They were all, I mean, they were well-oiled machines.
So this is what the view is going to look like now from the backyards of the people who live along Ala Vista Drive, and it'll look like this for quite some time. Even so, they might have a little more to be thankful for on this Thanksgiving, that this is the worst of it, that their homes were saved and their meals were still there when they went back to their homes today. Reporting live from Hunters Creek in South Orange County, Kathy Bellich, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Kathy's right. You know they are extremely thankful this evening.
So close.
It's been extremely dry recently, and that combined with